Alright, what's up everyone on YouTube? MainManSWE here, the dad of a Tekken community. Well, okay, the man with no English capabilities, let's just leave it there. So I'm gonna try and do a breakdown of Season 3 Hwoarang, who, just looking at the notes just now, I'm quite late to the party here, he seems buffed quite a bit. But I want to play him in rank today, so I took a quick look at everything. I'm gonna try and cover the big things first. But he's indeed very buffed, like he has quite absurd frames on a lot of moves now. So we're gonna take a look at it, but we're gonna start with his new move, which is down forward 1-3, which resembles Beck's old down forward 1-3. It's basically his 13 frame down forward 1 into a free extension. It is a natural combo for 25 damage. If someone in the chat section gives me the frames, I'm guessing this has some decent plus frames. I don't remember Beck's frames, but so it's mid, and then of course leaves you in Flamingo and Party on. Okay, so it's +6 on hit and -2 on block. That is really good. So of course a great addition, and extensions from down forward 1 are very valuable, as down forward 1 is probably your go-to keep people in check quick mid attack, so anything to do with down forward 1 is just great news, so that's definitely a big buff. And +6 is a pretty massive frame advantage, and only -2 on block, not bad at all. And then we have back 3, which already was a long range mid launcher, not 15 frames, but 16 frames fast. It now has much greater range, and this is a general balancing change that came with Season 3. A lot of characters' long range launch punishes just hit a little bit longer now. So this now quite reliably punishes Heihachi's forward 4-2 at point blank range. It is definitely gonna clip him. Or for example, Paul's Death Fist. All of these moves that have a lot of pushback but are -16 or more, probably gonna get clipped by this. So this is a great buff for Hwoarang. And then we have forward 4-3 from right foot forward, which of course used to be scrub killer number 1. But when I say scrub killer, I mean a main man killer as well. You know, I just never learned to duck this. It's a classic mid-high, where you block the first hit and duck the second hit, and then launch punish him. Because if you didn't duck the second hit on block, it would guarantee a right foot forward to back 4. And at the wall, like this, would kill you. But it just doesn't work anymore. But what has happened instead is that if the first hit is blocked, they actually can't even crouch the second hit. You see, I set him to Lily to crouch here on action 2. She can't duck. So this means the string now jails. What we mean by jail is that as soon as you block the initial hit, you can't do anything. You're forced to block the second hit. And it is +4 on block. So this is actually a buff. It's a nerf when it comes to green rank Hwoarangs, because let's face it, you guys loved that shit, you know, because no one ducked the second hit. Main man didn't duck the second hit, so then it's a free wall splat, free damage. But of course, if we look at intermediate level of play, or of course high level of play, this is a pretty awesome buff. So good shit. And then his, let's see, if I stand in regular left stance with my back towards the enemy, I get this vertical sidekick. 4. This move has received a bigger vertical hitbox, and especially a bigger lower hitbox, which means that it will more reliably now hit people who are lying down. And that means that his throw back to 4, Hwoarang, by the way, a very underrated throw game. He's quite a competent thrower. He has 1 breaks, he has 1+2 breaks. And here you have a 40 damage 2 break, but now gives a guaranteed 4. That's 56 damage from a command throw. if they don't break by pressing 2, 40 plus 16, fully guaranteed, 56 damage. Not bad at all, coming from a pressure character who's not famous for his wrestling skills. So Hwoarang, very underappreciated grappler, I would say. And then we have moves like, for example, up 3, which is a pretty hard-hitting high to go into left flamingo. Has now gone from +3 on block to +5 with additional pushback on block. So that's not bad at all. +5. That's just like an electric, but of course with less pushback. So very nice buff. And then up 4 is basically the same, but with the right leg. This hits mid instead. Used to be neutral, and of course he, as you can see, same thing, he goes into right flamingo. This used to be neutral on block, you know, as it's a mid, it can't have as excessive frames. But it actually has gone from neutral, that's 0 on block, to +3. So right, this pretty quick, low crushing mid puts you at +3 on block, right next to the opponent in right flamingo. So that's a big buff, in my opinion. And then we have up for 2, Hwoarang's Roman Reigns Superman punch. You gotta key charge, run into it, and the crowd goes wild. Well, I mean, you guys who love Roman Reigns, I'm more of a The Undertaker, Stone Cold, you know, the old guard. You guys, yeah, Seth Rollins, I don't know the new guys that you guys follow. But up for 2 goes from +4 to +6 on block. So again, like, he is getting a lot of plus frames here. And it has a bigger vertical hitbox, so it hits lower. Oh god, I forgot to point out that on up for 3, it also has a bigger vertical hitbox. It hits lower. So for example, where in season 1 and 2 it could be hard to, after a bound, dash in and do up for 3 for big damage, it is now very reliable. Except I'm recording for YouTube. Oh my god! I mean, seriously, I should go see a priest, because I'm cursed. I did this a million times prior to recording. What? It's super reliable, seriously. Here we go. Okay, you gotta dash in quite deep. But in season 1 and 2, this was super tight. But it's not anymore. So don't judge the consistency of seeing me doing it here, because I'm cursed. I'm just cursed. So that's a big combo buff, I would say. And then we have his parry. Back 1+2 goes from, if you succeed with the parry, it's not +12 anymore, it is +13. So that means we get a down forward 1, and in the case of season 3, of course it means we get down forward 1 3. Wait. That's guaranteed, thank you. Okay, so good stuff. And then we have his CD crouch dash 3, which is his knockdown mid wall bounce. This move is actually a mid wall bounce, and it's not -10, it's not -9, it's not neutral. It goes from +3 on block to +4. That's right, this pretty long range mid wall bounce leaves Hwoarang at +4 on block. Nice. And then we have 1-1-3-3. As you can see, if you get the ladder kicks, gives a pretty decent frame advantage. Nothing guaranteed, but it's the nosebleed stun. So pretty substantial frame advantage. But on open ground, of course, it sends them going back away from you. But still, you have an advantage. Down back 4-4, which is a bound tool we use from time to time. Like, for example, like so. Recovers 2 frames faster on block. It's -1 now, not -3. And recovers 2 frames faster, so combos will be easier and maybe it even opens up more possibilities. And right foot forward 4, where he brings up his leg to go into right flamingo, is now more evasive. The step towards the left is more substantial. So definitely a buff to factor in. This is more powerful than a lot of people think. And I think this is all the most notable stuff on the Hwoarang. Then you have a shitload of other changes that I thought were more minor, but on the nerf side we can say that down back 3 now, and this is also an overall balancing change. They've done this to a lot of lows, like for example Asuka down back 3, you know, all of them, or Claudio's down back 3, and now Hwoarang's down back 3. They just lose their pushback. They have no pushback whatsoever. So let's see, crouch guard. You see, Lily doesn't go back at all. So you're right next to them at what, -13, I think it is. So yeah, just overall, Hwoarang has received some pretty damn solid buffs, but especially when it comes to the frames, I would say it's that's a pretty big deal. And I think this means we will see more of Hwoarang, and I'm sure Speed Kicks is very happy with this. So I hope you all enjoyed the breakdown, and I'll see you guys on the next video.